The self-adhering APP and SBS cap sheets are installed as easily as the SA base sheets and may be adhered to the same substrates. In order to get 15 and 20-year material or system warranties, you have to use the SA base sheet before you install the self-adhering cap sheet. If installing a cap sheet directly to plywood or OSB, the joints should be taped with duct tape. This prevents the joints in the wood from telegraphing through the cap sheet. As we previously mentioned, 15-year material and system warranties require a minimum of one layer of the SA base sheet on the field of the roof and on all vertical surfaces prior to installing the self-adhering cap sheet. 20-year material and system warranties require 2 layers of SA base sheet on the field of the roof and 1 ply on all vertical surfaces prior to installing the self-adhering cap sheets. Typically, on low-sloped roofs, the sheets will be installed across the slope so that water drains over the seams. Roof slopes greater than 2 inches per foot require the sheets to be mechanically attached along the high side of the sheet. Fasteners are positioned within the seam. If the fasteners that you're using have heads or plates greater than 1 inch in diameter, you must run the sheets with the slope of the roof. Fasteners with approved plates are then installed in the end lap of each sheet. Prior to installing the cap sheet, you should install the edge metal. Make sure that metal is clean and primed with Mule-Hide number 121 asphalt primer or a fast-drying asphalt spray primer meeting ASTM D41. When installing over the nail base or the SA base sheet, simply set the metal tight to the edge and mechanically attach with nails, staggering 4 inches on center. When installing self-adhering cap sheets, position the sheet flush to the outside edge of the metal, fully covering the flange. If base sheets are installed, the cap sheets should be positioned so that the side laps and end laps aren't directly on top of the side laps and end laps of the base sheets. It doesn't matter how much, just as long as you're not stacking the seams between layers. If you're installing the sheets across the slope of a roof, always install the cap sheets with the selvage edge positioned along the high side of the roof. You're going to do this the same way you did with the self-adhering base sheet. Roll out the SA cap sheet, positioning the selvage edge of the sheet along the edge of the metal. Anchor the corners of the sheet with pressure. Reach over and grab the opposite edge of the sheet. Fold the sheet back in half lengthwise. Remove the release liner. Fold the sheet back in place. Brush the sheet down and do the same thing again on the other side, or you can simply pull the release liner out from under the sheet. When the sheet is fully in place, roll it with a minimum 75-pound linoleum roller or water-filled plastic lawn roller. It's that easy. Keep on doing the same thing until you've crossed the roof. End laps get overlapped a minimum of 6 inches. A fast lap is provided at the end of each roll. To complete an end lap, line up the next sheet to completely cover the fast lap. Cut the upper corner of the overlapping sheet on a 45-degree angle. Remove the release film from the fast lap. Press the sheet in place and roll the overlap thoroughly with a hand roller. If sheets are cut and a fast lap is not available, the end lap may be completed by either hot air welding the overlap into place or by applying a bed of Mule-Hide MOD BIT flashing adhesive and setting the overlap into the adhesive. In either case, the overlap must be 6 inches wide. The end lap should be carefully rolled and any excess adhesive should be covered with loose granules. Remember to stagger end laps between courses at least 3 feet apart. When installing the next course and all others, use the selvage edge as a guide to position the next course of sheets. Always set the next sheet to completely cover the selvage edge. If you are covering an end lap, apply a bead of MOD BIT sealant along the 45-degree cut edge on the end lap. Now, fold the sheet down and press into place. Thoroughly roll the sheet with a 75-pound linoleum roller or equally weighted lawn roller. Use a hand roller to thoroughly roll the seam over the end lap. Any excess MOD BIT sealant can be covered with loose granules. When installing cap sheets that come in contact with vertical surfaces, the cap sheet should be turned up the vertical surface a minimum of 4 inches. If a cant strip has been installed at the base, the cap sheet must turn up at least 2 inches above the top of the cant and should be anchored to the wall with appropriate fasteners spaced 8 inches on center.